The phone call we've all been waiting for. The guy to set the record straight. The guy to break it all down. Let's go to Arlington, Texas. When you think about the Raiders, what do you think of? Kenny Stabler, Mark Van Egan, Dave Casper, Fred Biletnikoff, Cliff Branch, Howie Long, Ted Hendricks, Raider Mike in Arlington.
And
you leave that music up, Alvin, and you all sit back in awe and just wait for the magic. Mike, what's going on, brother?
Man, smack. Epic of you to take the phone call. I had to pull myself off the flight line and make it. Huge night last night. Props to Mike Mayock. I mean, dude navigated through his first draft just brilliantly. There were some questions, Jim. Pre-draft talk, it was all about the edge rushers. But really seriously, what Paul Gunther's defense really needed was a strong side defensive end who could set the edge against the rush and still get after the passer. In other words, they needed a traditional defensive end. I know there was talk about Oliver, who's basically a 3-tech defensive tackle, about Josh Allen, who's basically a 3-4 outside linebacker with the size problems, and especially jungle legend Brian Burns, all 230 pounds of him. But Jim, seriously, really, Mayock's guy all along was Clelin Ferrell. Sources say, and I believe it, coming from Mike Silver, too, 13 to 15 and pick us up another second and third rounder. But, it couldn't be done. It was a buyer's market last just couldn't get done. Props to Mayock for sticking to his board. He picked his man, and screw all the mock drafts, and mock drafts be damned. They're building something here, Jim, with quality character guys who have game and love the sport of football. Josh Jacobs, this guy not only is the complete back, the best blocker in the back, he's got a ton of heart. He grew up on the streets of Tulsa, sleeping in his Suburban with his dad. His dad would stay up all night with a gun in his lap while Josh slept. Oh, yeah, and he's a 220-pound sledgehammer that's going to help out the defense by moving the chains and spinning the clock. Jim, I'm looking forward to round 2 tonight. Gonna pop me a couple of cold ones. 35, a premier spot for cornerback or offensive line. I'm looking Rock Ya-Sin or maybe a Dalton Risner. The dude's a beast with a lot of versatility. That's all I got, Van Smack. I'm out.
Rock him. Raider Michael. I got to admit, I thought they reached with that pick. Ferrell can play. He can play really well. He's no Khalil Mack. At least I didn't think so until Raider Mike came in and set the record straight. By the time Mike was done laying that out, I would not have faulted them if they had moved up to get Ferrell. Here's the last word. He's Raider Mike and you're not. And when I talk about Raider Mike, I don't mean Raider Mike Mayock. I mean Raider.
And
Raider fans, you got to feel about that. Feel good about that. Raider Mike seems to be taking some for his Raider delusion. You're confusing delusion with passion. Delusion with genius. It's Alejandro tweets, the captain was brilliant. My sources told me that he was told about an iceberg, but it couldn't be avoided. Sonar be damned. He stuck to his plan. Hell yeah. Signed Raider Mike on the deck of the Titanic.
Iceberg, right ahead!
And
Raider Mike is taking some, and I don't know why. The guy knows more about football than probably Mike Mayock, who knows more about football than most anybody I know. Raider Mike knows more than him. Like when you talk Raider Mike, again, you don't talk Raider Mike Mayock. You talk Raider Mike in Arlington, Texas. Yet for whatever reason, you clones are here to hate. At Sando Shuffle tweets, I'm going over to Arlington to smack some sense into Raider Mike.
And
Why? He's the most sensible guy I know, especially as it relates to the Raiders. What, are you saying that he's delusional? Myopic? Alejandro's back for more. Props to Raider Mike, who was able to make a call while completely drunk on Kool-Aid. Dan in Denver, quote, nice take from Homer Mike.